Well, hello everyone. Good to see you. Greetings from Hiroshima, Japan. It is 1:47 in the morning. Game time start here is at 2 a.m. in about 12 minutes. So we will be started in just a few minutes. My hot water just finished. I'm going to make myself just a little bit of coffee. One second, I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Try to get my coffee settled before this game starts. For those of you who are familiar with my channel already, you know that I've been doing all of the Astros games this year. I think that I did about 98%. Early on, I missed a few Astros games, but throughout the entire year, I wound up doing about 98%, if not 99% of all the Astros games. And since the Astros have no postseason, and between now and the beginning of next year, I need to keep doing something. I decided to do the Texans and the Rockets games. As long as my health is okay, then I'll be here. One moment, I'll be right back. Go Texans. My format for these games is going to be slightly different for now because I'm just now getting all of my software and my front end set up. So I appreciate you bearing with me. Just as it was with my baseball games, I'm sure there will be a little bit of growing pains with this channel. I think the layout right now that I've chosen is much simpler. It doesn't have currently a tremendous amount of data about the players. But the main thing is that it has the score, the time, the down, all of the main game information. And then at the bottom of the screen, if you'll notice, if you'll look down at the bottom of the screen, you'll notice that it has 3 different scores of other games that are going on in the NFL. And essentially, it cycles through about every 6 seconds. It cycles through all of these games that are going on today. So you can stay updated on the other games that are going on in the NFL right now. So for those of you who are checking it out on a TV or a computer, maybe you can just pull up the live stream full screen, and you don't have to change the channel to go looking for the scores of other games. Hey JD, good to see you. You're my very first message on my Texans live stream. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the compliment. I'm glad you like the layout. You'll notice that whenever I flash over to the preview screen, I have 2 cameras on today. I have one camera on myself, and I have my other camera pointing at my screen. And here's the reason why. Currently, the way that this live stream is set up, if I connect the video game of the video game, if I connect the video of the game feed directly to my software, it shows a black screen. I'm sure you're familiar with that, right? Like, for example, if you have Hulu or Amazon Prime Video, and you want to do a screenshot, if you want to do a screenshot of a movie that you're watching, it'll just come out black. You can't actually do a screenshot of a movie that you're watching because the software blocks it. And essentially, that's what this website is doing. And I will find a way around that. But for now, my way around it is to do this, right? So yeah, I have a camera to show some highlights. Now, thank you, JD. Good to see you too. And I wish nothing but the best for you and your health as well. But on this screen right here that you're looking at, this screen right here, this is actually an interactive football field that I've been building with using code. The first thing that I did was I built the field, and the field itself took it's just an image. It's just like a PNG file. It's just an image, but it took a long time to build it. I know it's just an image. If I had Photoshop, it would have been so much faster. But of course, AI is super fast. You just tell it what you want it to make, and then it will make it. But AI is far from perfect. AI, as you probably know, seems to almost always make some ridiculous things. And for some reason, whenever it would render a football field, it would get some of the yard markers wrong. The field goal posts would be missing. No matter how hard I tried, it just always had some problem. So basically what I had to do was I had to use a combination. And this is common when I make graphics. I had to use a combination of tools in order to get the football field made correctly. So I used the initial creation made by the AI as my base. And then from there, I had to modify it myself in order to get it to be what you see right now. And then that picture of the football field that you see on the screen, it it acts as a background on my HTML file, and then my JavaScript and my CSS files. For those of you who are not coders or anything like that, I might be speaking above your head, but basically, there are three main sets of code for the football field that you're seeing on the screen, and for my scoreboard that you're seeing on the screen. There's the HTML file, the JavaScript file, and then the style sheet file. And the way it's supposed to work, okay, the way it's supposed to work is that as the game goes along, it updates the emoticon. You can barely see the football on the screen on the left side of the screen right now next to the football field. Supposedly, whenever a team has the ball is supposed to move along the field to show not only where the ball is located, but who has the ball. Now, this is my first test, okay? This game is my first test of this code. So if it doesn't quite work exactly like it's supposed to work, or it becomes useless, I apologize in advance. But like I said, it's a growing process. And seeing how it works today will help me work with the AI to fix the code. Right now, I am. Okay, looks like. Okay, now we've got some commercials. So it looks like the. There we go. Let me. There we go. Now I've got some commercials. So the game is about to be on. All right. There's another thing that I'm going to be doing here that's a little different. And that is, I'm going to be reading the chat probably inside the. Well, no, actually, okay. I've got some stats on the screen. Cool. Okay, I've got a ton of game stats on the screen. I can't wait to be able to show these things to you guys and gals. I can show it to you just briefly, but if you look over here on the right side of the screen, I've got recent game info. I've got the box score, the stats for the game, and then the standings. Oh man, I'm gonna knock you out by LL Cool J. That's nostalgic. Ryan says, I didn't come across your channel until this week for the Astros. Glad to see you. Hopefully be doing the rest of the football games too, even if it is like 3 a.m. Well, yeah, thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you for being here. The Texans are just too popular, but the good thing is, and I was thinking about it, if the Texans played like 5 or 6 games a week, like the Astros did, then it would be so difficult for me to do that because most of the games, you know, would be so early. But it's only once a week, you know? Even if I'm doing the Rockets games, it doesn't really matter, you know, because the Rockets play 3 to 5 times a week, right? And then the Texans play once a week. So maximum probably I'm looking at a 6 game week, which I was doing pretty much every week with the Astros, sometimes a lot more. Sometimes the Astros would play like 21 games in a row. That's that's much more challenging and difficult for me than to do the NBA and the NFL combined. Whoa. Lots of coffee grounds. JD says we're getting smoked in the Ryder Cup. I wonder if I can even pull the Ryder Cup. I might have access to the Ryder Cup, actually. This live streaming service that I just subscribed to here in Japan, it gives me access to all sorts of stuff. Not just in Japan, but also some international stuff. Actually, if I have a day off, if I have 2 days off, maybe if I have 2 days off and you guys are interested, we can actually do a live stream of a Hiroshima Card baseball game just so you guys can see what it is. See what it looks like. Oh, there's a kickoff already. DK brings it out. It's going to be knocked out of bounds just past the 25-yard line. So Cam Ward is out on the field for the Titans. My understanding is that Cam Ward is getting the crap beat out of him. Is that right? Okay, so my game information so far is... Okay, it's updating. I'm going to have to check on that clock, though. First play of the game on the way right now. It's going to be a carry right up the middle. It's second down. Just gets a couple of yards. Where is my clock on the screen? I'm looking for my clock. I might have to refresh it, see where my game clock is at. 2nd and 7. Ward throws it. It's going to be a first down. Picks up about 8 yards. It's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Titans. We're down to 14 minutes in the first quarter. Let me try refreshing it and see if that will do anything. Maybe not. Cam Ward getting chased in the backfield, almost got sacked, and then he launches downfield, and that's going to be caught at the 30-yard line, and he's tackled about the 28, all the way down to the Texans' 28. Foot tackle in the backfield, didn't quite get him, almost got him. Willie Anderson, I believe, in the backfield there, almost got the tackle. Didn't take the Titans very long to get downfield, that's for sure. 1st and 10 at the Texans' 28. Little flea flicker, and they get him in the backfield. Heck yes, and the ball is out. That's a fumble. The Texans say that they have it. They're going to call that an incomplete pass. So they did the flea flicker, and he got blown up in the backfield. They're saying that that was an incomplete pass. It looked like it was punched out. Are you sure about that? I want to see the replay. Crowd is booing. Let's see here. Yeah, they're going to take another look at it, I think. It looked like Ward was trying to shove it forward to his running back. They're not going to take a look at it. It's a forward pass. So they don't even get the sack there. 2nd and 10. That was useless all around, except for the loss of down. There's a run right at the middle. They stand him up at first, but then he's able to push forward for about 4 or 5. It'll be about 3rd and 5. JD says my Seahawks won this week. I'm just here to support Go and his channel. Thank you so much, JD. I appreciate that. Could have been also intentional grounding they're talking about. That's true. It looked like several missed opportunities, missed sack, missed fumble, missed intentional grounding. A lot happened on that play. Here comes 3rd and 5. Ward is in the shotgun. He has to scramble out to the side, and he heaves it down the field, and it's going to be incomplete. 4th and 5. He took a shot, too. Boom. Oof, right in the head. Look at this. Boom, baby. That'll wake you up in the morning. They're yelling over there about a penalty, but you know what? The Texans missed a call by the umps just a moment ago, so now the Titans miss a call, so what goes around comes around. Here comes a field goal attempt on 4th and 5. It's no good. It's wide. How about that? Good stop by the Texans D. They get the stop. Missed field goal. All right. CJ Stroud warming up over on the sideline. He's about to come out on the field. And the Texans will get the ball. It's 0-0. Let's see here. So it appears that my code is not showing the time on the game. So that's definitely an issue I'm going to have to remedy. Let's see if I can figure out a way around that right quick. Maybe I can use... Real quick, I can try to set something up. Give me a moment. Display capture. No. Browser. Okay. Okay, I think I have a workaround. I think I have a workaround that I can use here. The height needs to be about 1600. There we go. Very first play for Houston. Chubb goes straight up the middle. Gets a few yards there. It's not bad. 2nd and 3. Chubb goes up the middle. He's going to come out just a couple of yards shy of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 2. I'm trying to get the some more game info on screen, so if you'll excuse me just a moment, I'm working on that. There we go. They go right up the middle again, but it's a yard short. Let me get that off the screen for the... There we go. The highlights, turn that off. We're going to do a virtual spot. See if they've got the first down. So we're waiting on that. Everybody's standing there looking around. Virtual measurement shows short. 8 inches short. Okay, there we go. So for some reason my time isn't working on the screen. I'll have to fix that. Add that to the list of things to fix. 4th and 1, they're going to go for it. Stroud takes it right up the middle. QB sneak, and he gets the first down. Ryan wants to know if I'd consider covering a University of Houston football game. I don't know if your Texans field setup would transfer over cleanly. The baseball setup was awesome. Yeah, Ryan, I looked into NCAA football, but I haven't been able to find a dependable source yet to watch the games. That's a pass right up the middle. Nice. 10-yard gain on first down. It looks like it might be just a couple of inches short. 2nd and inches for the Texans. Up-tempo offense now. Chubb in the background. The backfield. Throw down the field. About a 6-yard pickup, and that's a first down. I seriously have been thinking about doing the NCAA games, Ryan. I just haven't found a way to view the games yet. Watching the college football games is so much harder in Japan than NFL. Pro games are so easy to get nowadays, but the college games, very, very difficult because there is no specific for Japan service for college games, but professional games absolutely exists. 1st and 10 with about 8 minutes left in the quarter. Stroud looking downfield, doesn't see anybody, rolls out to the right, all the way down and out of bounds after about a 3-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 7. But the short answer is I would love to, and I have been looking into it. Trust me, I've been looking into it, but right now I just don't see a way that I can watch the games. Even when I watch LSU, like I watched LSU yesterday, I got up at 4 and I watched it. Somebody in America was streaming the game on YouTube. And that's how I watched it, by watching it on YouTube. So it's not a very dependable way of me showing it for you in the, in the highlights. Stroud is going to be wrapped up and sacked on 2nd and 6. They're going to lose a few yards there. 3rd down. 3rd and 13. Holy cow, they lost 7 yards on that play. Collapsed from the left side, and then he got surrounded. There's also a penalty. Penalty against the Titans. Hey, all right. They call holding on a downfield cornerback. And so the Texans get a break there. Gives them a 1st down. There's a run right up the middle by Marks. 2nd and 7. Picks up 3. JD says he's streaming Astros game today. Yeah, JD, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go straight over to the Astros game. So definitely. I don't think I'm going to be able to get the beginning of the game because I'm going to be doing this game, but I will go over to the Astros game as soon as I'm done here. Here's the pitch. Oh, man. Stroud is sacked again. But this time, there is no penalty to save him. As soon as... How was that not offsides? The tight end moved out of the way. Simmons went right up the middle. It's 3rd and 12 now for the Texans. On the 35-yard line of the Titans. Here's the snap. He throws it up the middle, and he gets a few yards, but that's going to be about 5 yards shy of the 1st down. So it's 4th and 5. 5 minutes left in the game. 5:15 or so. They bring out the field goal unit. 47-yard attempt. Texans are going to try to be the first on the board here. Fairbairn comes out to make the attempt for the Texans. Here's the snap. And the kick is up. Kick is good. Right at the middle. 3-0 Texans. They draw first blood. They drew first blood. 3-0. Yeah, that's right, Ryan. Lots of people are streaming the NCAA games straight to YouTube. And because of that, I don't even know how successful my stream would be, If you can watch the game, if you can watch the University of Houston games being streamed on YouTube, right? Then why would you watch my channel? I know that some people would, okay? I'm not saying that nobody would watch. I'm just saying that I personally, for example, if I could watch the game, then I would watch the game. Now, if there was a good live streamer that I really liked, and I preferred that live streamer to do the play-by-play over the in-game broadcasters, then I would definitely pull that person up and listen to them while I was watching the game. I would definitely do that. But I probably wouldn't be watching the video. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be watching the video of the live streamer. I'd just be watching the video of the game. So it almost feels kind of useless to me to try to do the NCAA games. But NFL, NBA, I can get all of the Rockets games through Amazon Prime here in Japan, and this setup that I use to get the Texans games, it's a setup called Dazn, DAZN, here in Japan. Gives me access to a ton of stuff, not just NFL games, but also all sorts of international games, soccer games, golf, race car driving, and professional sports here in Japan. That's kind of cool because that means that whenever the playoffs start for professional Japan baseball, I'm able to watch that if I want to. Here's the kickoff. He runs it all the way back past the 30-yard line. Holy cow. He's taken down around the 33. Anybody from Houston knows Cam Ward, right? They're showing where he's originally from as it relates to Energy Stadium. Cam Ward has his whole family there at the game today. I can imagine. It makes sense. First play from scrimmage for the Titans. A backfield pass, and he's taken down behind the line. A loss of about 2. Good stop right there. JD says the problem is if YouTube catches you streaming a game, they often remove it off the platform. It's very inconsistent. Yeah, that's the thing, though. That's what's sad about it. If I could depend on somebody doing the NCAA games on YouTube and I knew that it wasn't going to be pulled down, I could begin to consider I could begin to consider doing the games, because there would be some consistency. It's second and a long 11. He runs it right up the middle. He's going to get about 4 or so, maybe 5 if he's lucky. It's third down. 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Texans and the Titans both apparently trying to get their first win. They're 0-3. They are each 0-3. Third and 7, 10 seconds left on the clock. On the snap clock. He gets it off with about 3 seconds left. Throws it up the middle and incomplete. Quick pass up the middle. But the Texans are able to cover it up. 4th down and 7. And the punt crew comes out. You can see this quick toss they tried to make. Jay Hecker into punt for the Titans. Jalen Knoll back to receive, and he will call a fair catch at about the 14-yard line. Texans have the ball back with about 3 minutes and 5 seconds to work here in the first quarter. How nice would it be to get another touchdown or to get a touchdown to have another score in the first quarter? It'd feel nice to be up 10-0 in the first quarter, I think. I don't know how many people we have listening in right now, how many people we have following along, but let's take a quick look. Got about 19. That's respectable. A humble start to the channel. Oh, it's kind of warm in here. Let me turn this fan on. Actually, open this door here. It's a little cooler. A little cooler these days, which is nice. Nice for sleeping, that's for sure. Titans total yards so far this game are 52, Texans 35. Passing yards, let's go down the list here. Titans 52 total yards, 40 passing yards, 12 rushing, 5.8 yards per play, 2 first downs. 0 for 2 on third down. Texans 35 yards total, 17 passing yards, 18 rushing yards, having a little more success on the ground than the Titans. 3.5 yards per play, 3 first downs, 0 for 2 on third down. But they did convert 1 fourth down. 10 total plays for the Texans and 9 for the Titans. All right. First play, Stroud drops back. He rolls out to the left. He scrolls out. He throws it downfield. That's a nice gain right there. Nico Collins on the left side. Wide open on that left side. Pushed out of bounds. The Texans all the way up to the 41-yard line. First and 10. There's a rush right up the middle. Marks has it, and he picks up about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Trying to find my hot water. So dark in here. 2:30 in the morning. The only light is the light that I create. Second and a long 9. I guess or short 9, I guess you could say. Hey, right up the middle. Nice toss by Stroud. Hutchinson on the left side. He comes up just a little shy of the first down. Up tempo. 3rd and 1. Rush right up the middle. And he picks up about 4. First down. Right across the 50-yard line. Texans rolling right now. Not looking bad, mixing it up. Getting a nice variety of play calling down the field right now. They slow it down a little bit. Looks like they sometimes go with the hurry-up offense. Sometimes slow it down a little bit. 1st and 10 from the 50. About 50 seconds left in the quarter. Stroud drops back, and here's the throw. That's way off. Misses Kirk. Throws it at his feet, basically. And that's going to be 2nd and 10. But it stops the clock. Second and 10. Here comes a snap. Stroud in the shotgun. He hands it off. Marks up the middle. That was a nice little gain of about 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and 4. Yeah, Ryan, I haven't looked at the lineup yet for the Astros today, but I'm not surprised. Astros running out their reserve team. I was kind of half expecting them to call up some guys just to bring them out there like spring training or something. Here's the snap. He hands it off to the left side. Marks swings out. He's going to be downfield all the way down to the 30-yard line. Nice gain. It's about a 12-yard run. He rips off on the left side. And that's the end of the first quarter. Texans up 3-0. They're going to have a little commercial break. I will say this. That's the one thing that I used to find really annoying about watching football games. Even when I watch the college games, I'm like, man, holy freaking cow. Why so many commercials? That's the one good thing about soccer. The one really, really good thing about soccer. When you're watching a soccer game and that game starts, there are no commercials. For the first 45 minutes up until the half, there's no commercial at all. Not one. And then they have a long break in the middle. Well, I say a long break. It's not long, but they have the break in the middle. And you have to endure the commercials that they have at that time. But then after that, you've got the second half of the game and no more commercials. It's really awesome. It's really, really awesome for the viewer, not for the advertisers. But sometimes I'm like, man, I wish the football games were more like that because they stop and go so much. However, the good thing is that because of the way the game is set up, it gives the players a lot of breathers. And whenever I'm doing something like this, if I'm streaming, it also gives me breathers too. So right now, I don't mind. I don't mind anymore. Hey, Triska. Triska Deca. Go Texans indeed. We're on commercial right now. I went to the hot bath yesterday and I took a video. I'm going to share that with you guys and gals later on so you can see what I do whenever I need to try to restore myself. Ryan says they recalled Bryce Matthews and Melton and McCullers to start. Well, Matthews was already back with him yesterday. He was in the game yesterday. They didn't bring up Chaz. No Chaz McCormick. We were joking yesterday in the stream about Chaz McCormick pitching. First play of the second quarter is a run to the right side. Nick Chubb has the carry, and he picks up about 2, maybe. Second down and 9. The ball on the 28.5-yard line of the Titans. Second and 9. Here comes the play. Stroud is back. He throws downfield, and where he was throwing, nobody was there. He went down into the end zone. Stroud says that was his fault. He had his tight end down the field there. Wow, Schultz was wide open. And he just threw it way over his head. I think he thought he was going a different direction. Man. 3rd and 9. Come on. Let's get that first down. There's another shotgun snap. He throws it, and they get it, but he's going to come up well short. They only pick up about 2.5 yards. 4th and 6. And the kicking unit comes out again. That was disappointing. That throw that he missed for the touchdown, it looked so easy. It looked so easy. But I think what happened there was that he thought that he was going to cut left, but he was going kind of straight into the right. And so they miscommunicated there. Here's the kick. Right up the middle. Looks like it's going to be good, and it is. 6-0 Texans. 13:28 left here in the second quarter, and we got ourselves another nice commercial coming up. Six to nothing. So we got ourselves a touchdown. Kind of. Living off field goals. Not the way to win, says Ryan. I agree. Now, it is possible sometimes to kick like 5 field goals in a game and win the game if your defense is freaking awesome and the team that you're playing doesn't have a good offense. But you're 100% correct. If you're going to live that way, that's no way to... It's definitely no way to get through the season. That's for sure. Hey, Patty. Patty says, hey, football too. Yeah, right now we're on commercial break. I've still got some kinks to work out to get everything working just the way I want it. As you can see right in the middle of the screen, I've got the ESPN game tracker overlaid over my football field. My interactive football field is not working. And even though my scoreboard is working and my scoreboard for the other games is working, not all of the code is working. So I'm going to have to do some more work on the code in order to get it fixed. It should show the time on the screen, the down where the ball is located on the field. Also, this field on the screen it should show the ball location on the field, moving up and down the field. None of that's working right now. The unfortunate thing is that I cannot test that unless I have a live game going. So in my free time, whenever I'm not calling a game, I'm going to have to connect this to another live game and work on the code with the AI. So essentially, I'll literally have to use another NFL game to troubleshoot my code, because I'm not going to do it during the Texans games, right? That would be silly. Kickoff coming. DK is back for the Titans. Line drive kick. He catches it at the 4. He's got a little bit of room, but he's taken down at the 22. This is kind of sad. They're talking about early cancer detection, something I didn't have, unfortunately. I found out so late about mine that they couldn't even do surgery. 1st and 10 for the Titans. Cam Ward in right behind center. Here's the snap. He's going to hand it off, run right up the middle. Picks up about 4. 2nd and 6. 13 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second quarter. It seems like this is moving along a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. But for those of you who are also going to be following the Astros game, if you're free later, you can stick around, because as soon as I'm done with the stream here, I'm going to jump right over to the Astros last game.
2nd and 6. He's under center. Here comes the snap. Another run up the middle, and he's going to be past the first down, and he keeps going. Are they going to tackle him? Holy cow, he gets down to midfield to about the 47-yard line. He gets the first down and then some. He just finds a soft spot right through the middle. Couple of missed tackles there. Another missed tackle. There were about 4 missed tackles on that play. Good grief, it took him forever to get him down. 1st and 10 from the Titans' own 48-yard line. Cam Ward in the shotgun. He's got a man in motion. He hands it off, goes over to the right side. No, he's going to throw it. No, it didn't work out. Nice. Texans blow up that play. Push him out of bounds. It's a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12. Good D there. They weren't having it. Kind of a trick play. Cam hands it off, and they were looking to throw it back to Cam Ward. But he was covered. So he had to tuck it away and take off, but he didn't get anything. That was actually a 4-yard loss. I thought that was a 2-yard loss. That was a much heavier loss than I realized. 2nd and 14, Cam in the shotgun, man in motion. There's the snap. He throws it over on the left side, overthrows him. Nice. That's the kind of toss I like to see. 3rd and 14. Marshawn Lynch. Man, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. Every time I think of Marshawn Lynch, the only thing that I think of is driving around the cart, right? Driving around the golf cart. Here comes the snap on 3rd and 14. He's going to try to throw it downfield, but he's wrapped up in the backfield. He's sacked. Fourth down. 4th and 21. The Texans move them backwards 11 yards. Punt incoming for the Titans. They've got the ball at about the 36-yard line. Punter is back to receive the ball. Here it comes. He catches it. He's going to be able to return it. He's down the field. 10, 15-yard return. Nice field position. Texans are going to have the ball starting at their own 40-yard line. Another good opportunity for the Texans to extend their lead. Plenty of time in the second quarter for the Texans to move down the field and put 6 more points on the board and then tack on 1 extra little point. Wouldn't it be nice to see at least a 13-0 score at halftime? Not bad so far. The getting up for this game. It's 2:47 in the morning here in Hiroshima. So far, it's been more entertaining than the Astros games, but that's the thing about football, you know. Even if it's 0-0, there's constant action, right? People grabbing the ball, running the ball, hitting each other, throwing the ball. There's a lot going on in a football game. Man, seeing these Jeeps. I want another Jeep so bad. My family had a Jeep when I lived in Houston. I think we had a CJ5. If you don't know what a CJ5 is, then you are probably quite young. Almost back from break. Texans up 6-0 over the Titans, the fake Oilers, the Fakers. Interesting Hawaiian style Texan shirt there. How's that for a hat? First play out of the shotgun. Stroud is back. He's going to throw it. He gets it off just as he's getting hit, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. And he is down, but now he's getting up. It seems like he's okay. He took a little bit of a shot there. Yeah. He got smacked a little bit there. Second down and 10. We got about 10 minutes and 16 seconds left in the second quarter. This is a handoff right up the middle, and they're going to wrap him up after just about a yard, maybe 2. Third down and 8, a long 8. I'd like to hear what you guys and gals think about the Texans this year. What do you think their strengths are? What do you think their weaknesses are? What, if anything, would you like to see them change? What would you like to see them do more of or less of? I'm interested to see, because I haven't watched any games so far this year. That's a pass right over to the right side. He's just a couple of yards short of the first down, though. That's going to be fourth down and maybe either a long 2 or a short 3. Yeah, they're not going to go for it. With the ball not even across midfield, they're going to punt it away with 9 minutes left. Crowd is not too happy about that, but statistically speaking, it's the right call. Here's the punt. No return on the right side. It bounces out of bounds around the 10-yard line. They mark it at the 9. Cam Ward comes back out on the field. The Titans will have the ball first and 10 from their own 9 in just a moment, right after more commercials, of course. Man, that looks good. IHOP breakfast. That's one thing that America has. If you're not in a big city in Japan, then you will definitely have a hard time finding a breakfast that beats an American style breakfast. You go to a family style restaurant, right? They have that big breakfast in the morning. Do any of you remember the Shoney's breakfast they used to have many years ago? Oh my gosh, I think that's the best breakfast buffet of all time. Of all time. It was phenomenal. But I have bad memories, unfortunately, because I love myself some breakfast food. Who doesn't? I can eat breakfast any time of the day. And when I was a kid, I wanted to go there for my birthday one year. I wanted to go to Shoney's for that breakfast bar, you know, have all that bacon and eggs and sausage and toast and even cereal. I mean, they had everything. I wanted to have all of that. Juice, you name it, they had it. Grits, yummy stuff. But the morning of my birthday, my family woke me up at like really early in the morning. I mean, it was really early in the morning because we didn't live in the city. We lived about an hour drive from there. And when they woke me up, I felt so bad. I felt horrible. I had a really hard time getting up early when I was a kid. I still don't really like getting up early, but it's no problem as long as I go to bed early. But when I would wake up early in the morning as a kid, I'd feel nauseous. I'd feel really, really sick. And I told my mom and dad, my family, I said, listen, just go without me. And they refused to go without me. But I kid you not, I felt sick for the rest of the day. And they forced me to eat when we got to Shoney's. And then they forced me to eat cake, chocolate cake, and ice cream. My parents were so stupid because I kept telling them I was sick. And I wound up throwing up on my birthday right there in the shopping mall. It was one of the most embarrassing moments of my entire life. Here comes the first snap. It's going to be a handoff run right up the middle, and he gets about 3 or 4 yards. Looks like 3. 2nd and 7. 8.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Texans up 6-0. Ryan says, hopefully offense gets going this game. Nothing has really clicked. Defense looks good. Special teams look good. Bunch of defensive stops and blocks, but almost no offense. Yep. I have been watching the highlights, Ryan. I've watched the highlights of the Texans game, so that was my impression. Defense looks pretty solid generally. Whoa, they got him in the pocket there. He has to scramble out. Almost an interception on the deflection. He got rid of it on the right side, but Cam was in the pocket. The pocket started to collapse. They're showing some highlights of the Los Angeles, New York game. Blocked pass interception returned for 6 points. Defense, baby. 3rd and 6. Big play right here. From the 14-yard line of the Titans. Ward in the shotgun, and he throws it away on the left side. 4th and 6, but there's a flag. It looks like it's going to be against the Titans. False start, baby. Illegal formation. A penalty is declined, of course. It's going to be 4th down. Very sad story. Well, Triska, you have no idea. I've got a lot of sad stories from my childhood. It sounds pathetic, really. Pitiful. Pitiful. It sounds pitiful. My family, my mom and dad were really something else. Here's the punt. Doesn't look like it's a very long one. He's going to catch it around the 38, and immediately he's wrapped up. He didn't have a chance to bring it back. He caught it over on the left side. He's tackled. 49-yard punt. It was decent. I thought he was going to have an opportunity to kind of bring it back there, but he wrapped him up immediately along the sidelines. 1st and 10, rather, for the Texans on their own 38-yard line. Ryan says, I wanted Texans to draft Scatabo so bad. He's a dog. You know, that's one of the other interesting things is that the way football works, man, you can really level up your team with just the right key pieces, you know. And people could say, well, duh, that's the same thing for every team in every sport. Not really. It's a little different. In baseball, for example, your position players, you want them to be good in the field and you want them to be as good as they can be at the plate, right? There are a couple of aspects to the game. You got offense and defense. So if you get a guy who's a really good first baseman like Christian Walker, he's generally pretty good. He's not the best first baseman, but overall he's solid. Unfortunately, he just isn't there at the plate. On his best days, he's generally mediocre. So if you look at his performance throughout the season, he's a mediocre batter. So you have to take into consideration how he performs in various aspects of the game, right? But when you get a quarterback, he's an offensive player. He has one key role. If you get a tight end, he has one key role. If you get a running back, I mean, he runs the ball. He helps out with blocking a little bit. And he catches some passes. But he's an offensive player. You know, they have one key role. But it's interesting how much it can really, really help a team to get a particular key player, you know. First and 10, 7 minutes and 44 seconds left in the second quarter. Handoff right up the middle. It's going to be about a 4-yard gain for Marks. He's got Altuve's number 27. Second and 5. Stroud right behind center or right under center. He hands it off right up the middle. Marks again. He dives forward, almost gets the first down, but there's a flag. He comes up about a yard shy of the first down. Holding on the offense. That's no good. They're going to move him back 10 yards. I'm not sure exactly what he's pointing at there. They call that on Howard. Howard is not happy with that call. It's going to be second and 16. So we'll run second down again, but with 10 yards less than before. Stroud comes out in the shotgun. He's got one guy hanging back and another man, a couple of men on the wings. Here's a pass down the middle. It's going to pick up about 6 or so. Dalton Schultz hauls it in. Third down and 10. Six minutes remaining in the second quarter, third and 10. Here's the shotgun snap. Stroud is back. He rolls out to the left side and he throws it. Little dive forward. Marks receives it, but he loses his footing. Stumbles forward. It looks like less than a yard. It's 4th and 1. Are they going to go for it? 5.5 minutes left. Looks like the Texans are going to go for it right here. Here we go. They bring in the big guys. 4th down push. Here's a snap, and it goes right up the middle, and he's got it. About a 2-yard gain. Maybe a 3-yard gain. Marks right up the middle. First down. Texans with the ball on their own 49-yard line. 4:45 left in the second quarter. 6-0 Texans. Ball on the 48-yard line of the Texans. They're just about at midfield. Stroud under center. Here's the snap. Over on the right side, a little run with Chubb. He only picks up 2 yards. 2nd and 8. The clock continues to tick away. It'd be nice for them to run the clock down to nothing and get a touchdown. I want to see them go into halftime at 13-0. That's what I want to see. Ryan says if you're drafted in the first 2 rounds in NFL, you're expected to start and be good your rookie year. In baseball, usually takes 2 full seasons to pass before you get to the majors regularly. Stroud is back with a throw down the middle, and it looks like they got the first down. He finds his man, Hutchinson, coming right across the middle. Tight coverage, but he makes the good throw right in there. 1st and 10, baby. First down. Yeah, in baseball, you got the guys in the college system, and then you've got the minor league system. In the NFL, we don't have the minor league football system, right? Now, there are different leagues. There are other leagues you can play in, but everybody knows that outside of college, the NFL is the main thing. Stroud calls timeout. That's going to be the first one called by the Texans. 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Texans up 6-0. 1st and 10. In Titans territory. Ryan says, I don't know about NBA apart from the first 5 picks or so. They're usually ready. Yeah, and that's another thing. The NBA and the NFL have that in common, that there is no minor league system, right? If you don't play in the NBA, you got to find somewhere else to play. Go to another country. Go play in a foreign league somewhere, That's your only real possibility. But with Major League Baseball, you go into the minors, unless you can go abroad and get a deal. Here's a handoff on the right side. He gets nailed behind the line. He's going to lose a few inches, actually. 2nd and 10. They're going to call it 2nd and 11, but he lost like half a yard, maybe. Yeah, Ryan says the way defense is playing, how do you not go for it on 4th? Yeah, it seems they're a little squishy. Even on the run right up the middle, they're giving up 3 to 4 yards each play right up the middle, so I'd go for it. But you need your offense to move the ball down the field, Stroud is back. He scrambles out to the right side, and he doesn't have anybody to dump it off to. He was trying to dump it off on the right side, and he wasn't able to do it, and he gets sacked. Yeah, Marks was right there in front of him, but right as he was about to toss it to him, defender came over and blocked that off. Got an important 3rd down coming up here. That's the 2-minute mark, and we are on a break. That was a disappointing 2nd down. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Texans. A little bit too far away to be kicking a field goal from here. They're going to have to pick up this 3rd down to avoid the punt. That's a disappointing result right here before the half if they can't get this 1st down. That's interesting. I just noticed on this stream, it's got a little button at the bottom of the screen called spoilers. You can turn it on or off. So for example, if you're watching a pre-recorded game and you want to, if you don't want to see where the scoring plays are, you can keep the spoiler button off. But if you want to see where all of the scoring plays are, you can turn it on and it shows you exactly where all of the scoring plays are. But right now it's a live game, so if you turn it on, all you see is the 2 field goals by the Texans. That's kind of funny. It's interesting that they call it spoilers instead of scores or highlights. That's interesting. This is the thing that they show in football that I don't understand. Why don't they show this in baseball? Why don't they show the beautiful girls dancing on the field and cheerleading? Why don't they show them? They show them in NFL games. They show them in college games sometimes, but they never show them in the Astros games. Why is that? Have you guys ever wondered that? 3rd and 17. Stroud is in the shotgun. He's going to make some changes. He calls an audible. He scrambles out to the right side and he throws it over to the sideline. Looks like that's going to be out of bounds. They say it is a catch. I thought he was out of bounds, but it's about a yard shy. Let's take a look at it. Man. Wow. They call it a catch, but Stroud gets knocked down, very slowly gets up. Whenever Collins caught that ball, he was dragging his feet. Yeah, it looks like his toe comes off right before he catches it. It's hard to see. Well, they're going to take a break while they're doing a review. The call on the field is that it is a completion. If so, then it'll be 4th and 1. If they bring it back, it'll be 4th and about 16, 4th and 17. I think that if it is 4th and 1, you definitely go for it. They could kick a field goal from there, I think. They could go up 9-0 before the half, or they could go for it. They've got plenty of time. If they go for it, they might potentially get themselves 7 more points. But I think at this point, the offense of the Titans has shown to be controllable. It's just a matter of the Texans getting their offense together, taking control. So if I were them, I would definitely go for it on 4th down. But before we can even get to that point, we're going to have to see if the call on the field stands. As of right now, it's 4th and 1. But we will see. We've got so many strange TV series right now. The Kilted Texan. That's funny. Scottish Texan fan. And here I am calling the games from Japan. They overturned it. They say that his foot came up before he caught the ball. They think that it's indisputable. So they're going to punt it away, actually. And they're not going to go for it. Makes sense. They boot it over to the side. They're going to mark it right about the 10-yard line. 11, 12, 13, 4. Where are you going, bro? Holy cow, he keeps moving up. Where's he going? He just kept walking, walking, and walking. There was that hit on Stroud. He was pulled down and fell down. Kind of grabbing at his knee there. That's not good. Yeah, it looks like he came down a little awkward on his leg. But he's already moving around. It looks like he's okay. 1st and 10 for the Titans. They run it right up the middle and get about 4 yards, maybe 5. 1 minute and 40 seconds left before the end of the half. Texans don't even get 3 out of that. 6-0. Disappointing result of that drive. 2nd and 5 for the Titans, and he throws it right up the middle, slightly over on the left side. That's going to move the chains forward. That's a 1st down. Just a little over a minute remaining. Titans with 3 timeouts. They go up tempo a little bit here. Cam Ward in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He's going to throw it to the left side. It's caught for about a 4 or 5 yard gain. Just 4 yards over on the left side. It's going to be 2nd and 6. And the Titans are going to take a timeout right there. That's their first. Less than a minute to go. $50 seconds left in the second quarter. That's another thing that we have in this game that we don't have in the baseball live streams, right? We have halftime. I haven't even thought about what to do at halftime. I didn't give any consideration at all to that. I guess we can check out other scores, but here's a first play after the timeout that's thrown out of bounds on the left side. The clock will stop at 46 seconds, and it's 3rd and 6. The Titans field goal kicker's warming up on the sideline, but he might not get a chance to kick. They're going to need about 20, almost 20 more yards before he can have a chance to kick a field goal. 3rd down and 6. Big stop needed right here. Texans could call a timeout after that, get the ball back with just about half a minute left. Here's the play, the snap. He's going to throw it downfield, and that's going to be a 1st down, and he gets all the way down to where they need to be for a field goal. Are you kidding me? They leave a big hole right in the middle of the field. Ward throws it to a man streaking across. Wide open is Ridley. And he gets all the way down to about the 40-yard line. "39 seconds left. Titans call a timeout to stop the clock, but now they're in the huddle. 1st and 10 from the Texans' 40-yard line. Ward in the shotgun. He's got a guy in the backfield. Here comes the snap. He throws this one on the left side. It's caught, and he drops it. He had it at first. Drops it. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Close. He had it. and he just dropped it, slipped out. Great catch. He pulled it in and he cradled it, but then it just slipped out like it had grease on it. Nice. Good job, bro. That was over Stingley. 2nd and 10. Here's the snap. Throw down the middle, complete. That's another first down. They pick up about 12 before they stop him. He catches it about 10 yards out. Gets a couple more yards. They're going to spike the ball, looks like. And they do, to stop the clock at 21 seconds. What a frustrating first half of offense for the Texans to only have 6 points on the board. But to have so many opportunities. Second and 10. Ward in the shotgun. Here's a snap. He throws it downfield, but it's deflected, almost picked off on the left side. It's 3rd and 10. Someone at the line got their beefy paw on the ball. Number 98. Who's that? Couldn't see it. Here's the snap on 3rd and 10. He runs it to the left side. He's going to pick up about 6 yards inside the 25 down to the 24, it looks like. They're going to let the clock run down to about 3 or 4 seconds. Three seconds left until halftime. It's 4th and 5. Titans bring in their kicker. "43-yard attempt for the Titans. Here comes the snap, and the kick is up, and it's going to be wide to the right. It's no good. How about that? 2 misses today for the Titans. The Texans are lucky that their 2 field goals are going to stand uncontested at halftime. It's 6-0 going into halftime. Yep, womp womp. Yep, another good stop. The Texans defense, they're getting the job done today. The Texans are 18-6 when leading at halftime under this coach. That bodes well for the game. All right, it is halftime. Man, that guy looked cool. They got some really crazy looking characters in the stands. Some really amazing looking fans in the stands for the Texans. It is halftime. I don't have anything in particular planned for halftime, but I will take a look at the live chat right quick. Ryan says, got to get off, but we'll check back. We'll be back for the Astros last game. Hopefully some people start piling into your stream. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate you being here. Thanks for supporting the channel. Hey, Prodigy. Welcome in, bro. Prodigy says, this is encouraging. You've made it through 2 quarters of Texans football, and you're still in the air. Not bad. Yeah. Yeah, and I expected there to be some issues, some glitches. I've made a few accidental gaffes myself because I'm so used to calling. You're gonna like this, Prodigy. Earlier, instead of saying here's the snap, I said here's the pitch. Muscle memory. Calling too many baseball games, right? I kind of have to think about what I'm looking at. It's much more fast moving. And this, I mean, we're already at halftime right now, but it seems to be flying by a lot faster than I was expecting. I guess it's because it seems like there's so much going on, you know? Hey, Prodigy, thanks for that. Thanks for that chat, that super chat. Hey, Shake, good to see you. Let's go Texans for sure. We'll take a look at the stats in the game in just a second. That's one thing we can do here at halftime. And then we'll take another look at some scores around the league. That's my first Texans super chat, Prodigy. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. It looks like we got about 28 people watching in right now. It is halftime. For those of you who don't know, the Texans are up 6-0. We're going to take a quick look at some stats on the screen. I don't know if I can, how well you'll be able to see them, but I'll try to pull it up on the side here. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, it's going to be a little difficult to see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bring it over. There we go. All right. That's about the best I can do right there, I think. Okay, let me do that. That way it blocks the commercials completely. All right. So for the Texans, Stroud is 10 of 14 attempts. That's very low. Just 14 attempts. Completion percentage is not bad, but just 14 attempts, that's very low. 82 yards. He didn't even break 100 yards. No TDs, no interceptions. We got a few different guys rushing. Marks has carried 8 times for 34 yards. Pretty good results there, 4.3 yards per carry. Chubb has rushed 6 times for 14 yards, only 2.3 per carry. Stroud himself has carried twice for 6 yards. One of those was for a 4th down push. He's averaging 3 per carry. Receiving, got about 5 guys on the board here. Schultz, 4 receptions for 25 yards, 6.3 average. Hutchinson has 2 receptions, 17 yards, 8.5 average. Now Collins has 2, but he's got 25 yards, 12.5 yards per reception. Kirk has 1 reception for 6 yards. And Marks has 1 reception for 9 yards. Got the defensive sacks. 2 punt returns for Noel, 7.5 on the average return. But where the Texans have actually managed to get on the board, it's Fairbairn. 2 field goals attempted, 2 field goals made with a long of 47 yards. So where the Texans have succeeded, the Titans have failed. It's 6-0. They've made both of their attempts. Let's take a look at the total stats for the game so far. if you're if you're kind of wondering, what is this picture on my screen here? This is actually a picture from a novel that I'm writing. It's on my desktop. I'm sorry about that. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the comparison here. We're going to go over the Titans first, and then we'll compare it with the Texans. The Titans, for total yards, the Titans have 123, 76 passing yards, 47 rushing yards, 4.6 yards per play. So they're actually beating the Texans in yards per play. 6 first downs, 1 for 6 on third down. So they're hurting on third down. No fourth down attempts. 27 total plays, 1 sack allowed, and 3 punts. 5 penalties. No interceptions, no fumbles, no turnovers. Time of possession. Now, this stat right here is not bad. 11 minutes and 2 seconds of possession for the Titans, but over 18 minutes of possession for the Texans. Now, let's take a look at the Texans' total stats, the team stats. Total yards, 126. Both teams are suffering in offense. 123 for the Titans and 126 for the Texans. It's pretty bad. Total yards. That's terrible. Can you imagine getting just 250 total yards for a game? That's terrible. Right now, that's the pace that they're on. 72 passing yards for the Texans, 54 rushing yards, 3.9 yards per play, 8 first downs, 2 for 8 on third down. Now, they are 2 for 2 on fourth down, so that's helped out a little bit. 32 total plays, 2 sacks allowed, 2 punts, 10 yards of penalties. No fumbles, no interceptions. We take a look at the standings here. Let's scroll down. The Colts are 3-0. Jaguars 2-1. Texans currently tied up with the Titans down at the bottom, 0-3. Let's look to change that today. The Texans should have their first win today. They absolutely should. If they can play so mediocre and still be winning the game 6-0, then all they have to do is just play a little better, and they can get at least 10 or 14 more points in the second quarter and lock this game down. Prodigy says, as long as you don't decide to do Jeffrey Tubin Zoom, you're in good shape. Orgasm says, Houston's offense is not good at all. Yeah, it's not looking good right now. I mean, they start off okay, you know. They seem to start off okay. They have some good successes early on. They're able to get the yards that they need on short yardage situations. They're doing really good with fourth down conversions. They're getting some nice mid-range pass completions. And then it's like the closer they get to the end zone, the harder it gets. It starts off kind of easy, and then it gets harder. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I don't have any answers for you right now. I miss OC Bobby Slovak at this point. Gregory, hey, good to see you. Are you doing a double show today? Kind of, yeah. As soon as I'm done here, right now it's halftime. On break, I get the awesome mixture of Japanese and American commercials. Half of my commercials, maybe right now on this platform, I would say 70% of the commercials, maybe 80% are Japanese commercials. And then there are a few American commercials mixed in. But it is halftime right now. And at the end of the game, Gregory, I'm going to go to the end of this game. And as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to jump right over to the Astros games. Actually, I can probably update that right now that I think about it. I should probably do that. I need to update a little information about the Astros game today before that game actually starts, so that I don't have to do that later. That's wise of me to do, I think. I know that this is all technical mumbo jumbo, but there are some things that I have to change manually for the games, before the Astros games. One of those is the JavaScript file. Every game has its own ID number. And I have to change the ID number every day. Otherwise, the game information that comes up on the screen will be incorrect. It'll be the previous day's game. Did they announce who's pitching? We could do that right quick if you guys want. We could take a look at the lineup for the Astros today. That game is supposed to start in about 30 minutes. Lance McCullers is on the mound for the Astros today. He'll be facing off against Sam Aldeguerri. Lance McCullers. Interesting that they bring him back in. Lance McCullers. How do you spell this guy's name? Sam is easy. Sam Aldeguerri. What an interesting name. Scoreboard overlay. Need to refresh that. There we go. Now it's updated. Okay. So I think the Astros game is ready to go. I can get back to the Texans. Oh, I just missed the kickoff on the... I'm sorry about that. As I'm trying to get the Astros game ready, I missed the kickoff. Chubb is in the backfield with Stroud. Stroud is under center. Hands it off on the right side. He picks up about 2 on the jet sweep. Noel gets the handoff on that one. 2nd down and 8. Prodigy says, yeah, you wouldn't want to miss the epic finish of this game. Well, it might be. You never know. It'd be kind of cool to see an epic finish or a solid win for the Texans. Wow. Toss over to the right side. Chubb was over there on the wing, and he throws the ball over to him, and he picks up a good chunk of yards. They're about 1 yard shy of the first down. 3rd down and 1. Ball right on the 50-yard line, basically. Short distance. They hand it off, and he goes right up the middle. Chubb takes it up for about 4 or 5 yards, gets the first down. They are now in Titans territory. Nice little cut. Hutchinson puts up a nice block. Chubb goes around it, pushes forward easily for 4 or 5 yards. 8 rushes now for Chubb. He's up to 31 yards. Mark's in the backfield. He gets the handoff. A little shake and bake. He gets over on the right side. Looks like he was going to be stopped in the backfield. But he's actually able to turn that into about a 7-yard gain. Nice, quiet pickup of 7 yards. That was a good one. Me likey. Gregory wants to know if the Texans play the Bears this year. You know, I don't know, but I'll take a look at the schedule. Marks goes over to the right side, and he stood up after about 2 yards. They're going to whistle him down right there. It's 3rd and 1. Crowd is under center. He's got Marks in the backfield. It's the handoff. He goes up the middle. He's going to get crushed. And they're going to lose 2 yards on that. 4th and 3. They're going to go for the field goal. Yeah, it looks like he was considering kicking or going for it there, but a little bit of boos from the crowd about not going for it on 4th and 3. But Fairbairn has been on 2 for 2 with a 47 and a 43-yard field goal. This is a 54-yard field goal. And he pushes it just wide. He's going to miss that one. It's not Pokemon, can't catch them all, I guess. Titans will take over in their own territory. 6-0, the score remains. Maybe the Texans should just automatically go for it every single time on 4th down. Unless the field goal is under 45 yards. If the field goal is under 45 yards, feel free to kick it. If it's under 45, but if it's over, you must go for it. Let me check out the Texans' schedule this year, Gregory. They have no scheduled game against the Bears this year. So unless they meet them in the playoffs, it looks like they will not be playing each other. Wait a second. Let me pull up. Let me double check. Pull up the full schedule. I thought I had the full schedule on the screen. Where is Chicago? Is Chicago in there? No. No game against Chicago. So, Gregory, to answer your question, unless they meet in the playoffs, the Texans will not be facing the Bears this year. Shake wants to know what happened to C.J. Stroud. Dude can't score a touchdown. I don't know, man. He just kind of reminds me of Nussmeier with LSU. So much hype. He obviously has talent, but just not living up to that talent, not living up to that hype, you know? Brendan says no. Oh, I guess you're talking about the Bears game. Yeah, they're not playing the Bears, barring a playoff matchup. Joey Sly 0 for 2 in field goals today for the Titans, and Fairbairn 2 for 3 for the Texans, and that's all the scoring so far today. First play from scrimmage is a run right up the middle, and he picks up about 2. 10.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Titans with their first possession of the second half. Brendan says, I'm so excited for the Rockets to start. Yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes as well. Here comes the snap on the 2nd and 8. Right up the middle. Holy cow. Pushes right through. Picks up about 10 or 11 yards, and he gets the first down. Just pushing right through guys. Even when he got hit by 2 guys, just got crushed. Kept going for a couple more yards. 1st and 10. They are in Texans territory. Here's a snap, and they get him in the backfield. Loss of 2 yards. Nice defensive play there. He was just acting like he was swimming on the ground there. That's funny. Petrie with the shutdown on that rush attempt. Comes right in and nails. I need to make my screen full. There we go. That's better. Second and 12. Cam Ward is back in the shotgun. He's got 1 man in the backfield. Here's the snap. He gets caught up in the back, and he almost gets sacked. He throws it away right down the middle. Nobody there. 3rd and 12. 8.5 minutes remaining in the third. Shake says that CJ is disappointing me. I hear that a lot. People have been talking about Stroud for a long time, and they expected so much from him. And so far this season, it's like big disappointment. 3rd down and 12. Big stop coming up right here. Ward in the backfield. Here he's going to hand it off, and that's completely shut down. Nothing doing there. Questionable call by the Titans, but it's fine by me. They actually lose a yard. What did they think they were going to accomplish there? 3rd and 12. Let's go right up the middle. 4th and 12. Punting unit is on. Noel is back to receive. Here comes the punt. He catches it around the 17-yard line, and he will call it there as a fair catch. And that is where the Texans will start. Stroud comes out. The offensive line is back on the field with 7 minutes and 46 remaining. 46 seconds remaining in the first. Well, in the second half, I'm sorry. In the third quarter, more specifically. I need to get my mind out of college football and out of baseball. Jake says we were sold wolf tickets. Wolf and sheep clothing tickets? Trickery, says Prodigy. Trickery! Trickery! How many people do we have following right now? I'm interested to see. Take a quick look. Got about 27 people. It's not too bad. How many likes? 30 likes. That's all right. I'll take that. 26 people listening in right now and 30 likes on the live stream. I'll consider that a success. It is my first game for the Texans. So it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. 3:49 in the morning. Astros game is due to start in just a little bit. I wonder if yeah, actually, I think I can pull that up between the breaks. We can take a look at that. Take a look at the Astros games, the Astros game in between breaks or during breaks, rather. Astros lineup today looks like Zach Cole leading it off. Mauricio Dubon batting second. Victor Caratini batting third. Yainer Diaz batting cleanup. Jesus Sanchez batting fifth. Cam Smith batting sixth. Ramon Urias batting seventh. Bryce Matthews batting eighth. And Jacob Melton batting ninth. What a lineup. If the Astros score like 10 runs plus today, I'm going to be completely amazed. First and 10. Here's the snap. He rolls out to the left side and he throws it down the middle, but that's not going to go anywhere. 2 yards. He falls down for 2 yards. Second and 8. Stroud in the shotgun. He's got one man in the backfield. Here's the snap. He hands it off on the left side to Marks. Marks runs all the way down. Holy cow. Talk about a good run. Another quiet run. This guy is something else. Marks is a rookie, isn't he? He's about the size of Altuve, wearing that number 27. Picks up the first down with an 11-yard rush. Here's the first and 10. Stroud is going to throw. Marks is over on the left side. He picks up another 9 on that short pass from Stroud. If this keeps up, Marks could be the player of the game. Just keep going to him. Give him the ball. Throw him the ball. Just let him be your guy. 2nd and 1. Here's the throw from... No, Stroud's going to roll out. He's going to get the first down and slide after picking up about 5. First down at the 41 of the Texans. Man, look at that. Marks is running the ball, catching the ball, and destroying people on blocks. He's doing everything right now. Man in motion. Here's the snap. He hands it off on the right side. That's going to be a run all the way down to Chubb's all the way down past the 50-yard line to about the 43-yard line of the Titans, but there is a penalty marker down, holding on the offense. Womp womp. What a beautiful looking play there, but there's holding in the backfield according to the refs. And that's coming back. You're going to see the holding is number 60. I don't know about that. I don't see holding. There's no holding there. Bad call by the refs. Even with the replay, no holding at all. But whatever. It's 1st and 20 at their 30-yard line, the Texans' 30-yard line. Here's the snap. A little short pass to Marks. Marks once again picks up a chunk of yards. He's up to the 39 or so. Another flag comes in. Is this another one against the Texans? We'll see. Pass interference on the offense. Oh, are you kidding me? Another 10-yard penalty. First down, 1st and 30 Two really nice plays for the Texans and two 10-yard penalties back to back, and it is 1st and 30. They're now back at their 20-yard line. That's ridiculous. Shake, I appreciate that. Shake says, I will support this channel no matter what. Thank you so much. 1st and 30 from the 20-yard line. Stroud in the shotgun. He's got one man in the backfield. Marks. They hand it off and they wrap him up in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of about 2 yards, I think. 2nd down and 33, a loss of 3 on the play. No penalty there because, you know, negative play. If it had been a good play, they probably would have called a penalty. Marks in the backfield with Stroud. Man in motion. Here's the snap. Stroud is going to toss it down the field deep. He's got a man open. He catches it on the sideline. Big chunk play down the left side of the field. Beautiful throw. 37-yard play. The Texans pick up the 1st down with Collins down the left side. He just lobbed it up there. Collins goes right around the defender. Nice. They're in Titans territory at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's the handoff to Marks. Marks gets about a yard. 2nd and 9 from the Titans' 44-yard line. That's right, Prodigy. Take that, refs. The referees are the Titans' best defensive player. That is correct. So far this drive, 4 rushes, 3 passes, and 81 yards. Minus 20 for penalties. Is it going to be a timeout? Houston calls a timeout. It's a Houston timeout. 6-0. Texans got the ball down to the Titans' 44-yard line. They take a quick little timeout. 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Man, these food commercials that they're showing look so yummy. It looks so yummy. Hoshi! That's some very easy Japanese for you. If you want to know how to say, I want, you can just say, Hoshi, 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 Hoshi. It's very direct, though. Very strong if you just say it like that. Here comes the snap. Stroud under center. He's got a man in the backfield. Is it Marks? It's going to be a play action throw. Chubb gets it in the middle. Comes up about a yard shy of the 1st down. 3rd down and 1. Texans come out of the huddle. Stroud under center with Marks in the backfield. The only guy back there. Here's the snap coming up. He rolls out to the left side and he throws it to Marks, but he's going to come up short. Titans were all over that. They're going to say it's an incomplete pass. Yeah, he never really had control of it. That's good because they were going to lose about a half a yard. 4th down and 1. Looks like they're going to stay on the field and go for it again. 4th down and exactly 1 yard to go. I think he tries to draw him offside there with a couple of hard counts. Man in motion. And Stroud takes himself up the middle, and he's got the 1st down. Quarterback sneak again. And the Texans are 3 for 3 on 4th down. That's how you play football right there. 1st down and 10. A minute and a half left in the 3rd. Hey, dude. The dude says, so happy you're doing NFL play-by-play. Thank you. I appreciate it. It'll get better right now. Unfortunately, I have to use the ESPN game thing because my code is not working correctly. Stroud throws it right down the middle. They're going to pick up about 6 yards to Schultz. 2nd and 4. 2nd and 5. Whatever. 2nd and a short 5. 2nd and a long 4. I'm hoping that I can enjoy it. Doing the play-by-play for the NFL. It seems to move so much faster than baseball, right? 2nd and 5. Stroud is in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He's looking downfield. He steps up and tosses it to Collins. All right. He runs it all the way down to about the 12-yard line, picks up the 1st down. The Texans in the red zone. Not a single red zone touchdown for the Houston Texans all year long. This is the 4th game, and they're looking for their first one. And they're going to take a little break right there. A little timeout. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line of the Titans. C.J. Stroud and the Texans have a great opportunity here. No time crunch, no rush. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Chip shot for a field goal, but you don't want a field goal right now. You really want to push it in the end zone and get that touchdown. Prodigy wants to know if chicken wings are popular in Japan. I would be very surprised if they weren't popular over there. Yeah, chicken wings. I would say that the bone-in wings are much more popular than the buffalo wings, the boneless buffalo wings. But there is something in Japan called karaage. Karaage is just Japanese-style fried chicken. And karaage is, you could say, if you really wanted to compare Japanese fried chicken to something, you could say that it's most like boneless chicken wings. I guess you could say that. It's very similar. Not exactly the same, but very similar. And the Japanese fried chicken it's a staple food here in Japan. It's one of the most popular basic comfort foods, I guess you could say. You can get it almost anywhere. If you go out into the city, you'll see lots of places that have karaage. Man, that's bright. It's a bright screen right there. But they also have this this nice family-friendly, budget-friendly Italian cafe, Prodigy. And they have several items that you can pick that are very affordable. And one of the things that they have for just like $2 is 4 chicken wings. And these are the bone-in chicken wings. And whenever I go there, I always get those. Always. I get a chicken salad or a seaweed salad plus the chicken wings. First and 10. Stroud on the shotgun. He's going to try to throw it. He's got Marks on the right side. He goes to the right side, and he's past the pylon for a touchdown. Very first play. Marks, of course, it's Marks. Stroud in the shotgun. He rolls out to the right side. Marks rolls around the right side. He lobs it to him. Marks does the rest. He takes it 12 yards right into the corner, past the pylon for the touchdown. Perfectly designed play there. Marks is definitely the player of the game so far. He's the guy. 12-0, Texans. We're in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Extra point attempt on the way in just a moment. Prodigy says, I thought that the damn referees were going to call pass interference on the quarterback sneak. Hey, looks like they're going to go for 2 right here. Try to make it an even 14. Stroud rolls out the right side again, throws it at the feet of Chubb. No, that's Noel. Oh, Kirk. I'll get it right. Doesn't work out. 12-0. But the Texans finally get a TD. And it is 12-0. Still got pretty much all of the fourth quarter to play. About 14 minutes and 55 seconds. I'm going to hop up right quick. I'm going to seize this opportunity to relieve myself. I'm pretty sure that you know what that means. I will not explain. I'll be right back. Go Texans! All right. Still on commercial break. This is a nice long commercial break. I'll tell you what, I could get used to this. I could get used to getting the long commercial breaks for these football games. Gregory says, good job, Texans. Yeah, Prodigy, no flags. Can you believe it? The referees are like, oh, crap, I wasn't paying attention. I was supposed to pull out my flag and throw it. Totally forgot. Totally forgot. "13 plays, 82 yards, and 7 minutes and 51 seconds off the clock. That's what you call grinding it out. And you know what? They overcame 2nd and 33. 20 yards of penalties, a 3-yard loss on a running play. Here's the kickoff. Titans are going to bring it back. He catches it at the 5, and he's going to run out of bounds about the 27. Hey, Susan. Thank you so much for that super chat. I need to minimize my screen here so I can get to the game feed and heart that. Susan says, "My hubby and I appreciate everything you do. May God bless you." I really appreciate that. I need it too. Thank you for that lovely message and super chat. Much love. And go Texans. Titans on 1st and 10. He chunks it down the field. It looks like they're going to pick up about 3. Hey, look at that. Buffalo beating the Saints 21-10. Go Buffalo. Pretty crazy. Oh, no. Prodigy, there we go. False start. What? False start on the defense? Not offsides? They're going to add more time back onto the clock. It's at 14:29. They're going to change it to 14:46. They call a penalty against the Texans on defense, and that's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Cam Ward in the shotgun. He's got one man in the backfield. He's going to try to throw it. He throws it in the backfield, and he's going to run up the middle, and they're going to pick up about 11 yards. But there is a flag behind the line. Looks like it's going to come back. That's right. Hands to the back. Umpire. The coach is like, what? What? Wait a second. He says, wait a second. All of the penalties are supposed to go against the Texans. What are you talking about? Yeah. He just destroyed him with that block in the back. He completely destroyed him. The coach is over there like, what is that about? You can't destroy a guy in the back? What kind of game is this? This is a bunch of tomfoolery. 1st and 20. Back him up some more. Here comes the snap. Ward drops back. He's going to throw it downfield. And it skitters and bounces down the field harmlessly. The coverage was there. The throw was not. 2nd and 20. 2nd and 20. It's amazing how much more action there is in a football game, despite having a low score, than a baseball game. 2nd and 20. Ward in the shotgun. He drops back. He's going to throw it down the middle of the field. It's complete. They pick up about 11 yards. It'll be 3rd and 10. 3rd and 9. The Texans gave him a little bit of a cushion there to try to make sure that he didn't get it down the field. But let's see if they can lock it down here. This is a big stop. The Texans have an opportunity to get the ball back and run up the score a little. 12-0 here in the 4th with 13.5 left on the clock. 3rd and 9. Cam Ward has a guy in motion. He drops back. He has to rush out of the pocket. He's going to try to go for it, and he gets it. On the right side, he picks up about 13 yards and gets the 1st down. He wasn't even running fast. They just didn't have anybody over there. He had pressure. He stepped up, and there was nobody there. Not a single soul on that side. Ball on the Titans' 46-yard line. He has to rush out of the pocket again. This time he throws it. It's intercepted on the deflection. He's going to bring it back. Stingley has it. And he brings it back about 15 yards. Texans get the takeaway on the deflected pass. Ayomanor? Is that the receiver? Bounces off of his hands and goes directly to Stingley. Look at this. Yep. Right off of his hands. It was a good throw by Ward, but it goes right off the hands of his receiver. But Stingley's hands are sure, and the Texans get the interception. And we've got the ball back in Titans territory around the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 Texans. How about that? It's 12-0 right now in the fourth quarter. Texans 1st and 10 set themselves up inside Titans territory with an opportunity to put some more points on the board. It's a nice shutout so far, isn't it? I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. Let me jump over right quick and see what's going on with the Astros game. Looks like Yainer Diaz was at the plate. Oh, the Astros have runners on 1st and 3rd. Astros just scored. It's 1-0 over the Angels in the first inning. Nice. Of course, they've got all their newbies in there. The Astros are going to score a ton of runs today. You watch, the Astros are going to score more than 10 runs with all their newbies in the game. They got runners on the corners with 2 outs. Wow, big sneeze. Big sneeze. I'm going to take another look at the interception here. You can see where Stingley's at on the field. Here's the first play from scrimmage. Chubb right up the middle. Picks up maybe 3. Woo! Big rain outside here. Heavy rain. Heavy rain. Whenever I can hear the rain, I know that it's heavy. It is big time coming down outside. Hey, Joe, let's go Texans indeed. 2nd and 7. Stroud is under center. Got a couple of guys in the backfield. Martins gets the fake handoff, and Stroud drops back. He throws it over the right side. Might lose a little yardage there. He's forced out on the right side. It's going to be 3rd down and about 8. Don't miss this opportunity. You guys got to get at least a field goal out of this. Bryant looks like he hurt his arm. He's holding his elbow, holding his right arm. I need to move up a little closer here so I can get comfortable. Let's see, we can, during this injury, we can take a quick look at the Astros, see what's going on. Looks like the Astros still have 2 guys on. Cam Smith at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cam. With runners on the corners and 2 outs. Astros up 1-0 over the Angels right now. They take Bryant off the field. He's still holding his arm. He's not moving it. That's not good. 3rd down and 9. I'm looking at the Astros score on my screen right here. The Texans need a few more yards to get a decent field goal attempt here. Come on now, move it down the field. Here's the toss by Stroud, and there we go. Got a man over on the left side. Kirk brings it in, and they pick up the 1st down. Nice toss. Beautiful, perfect pitch over on the left side. Kirk is there. Marks picking up some key blocking there. Kirk had nobody on him, and he gets just enough of that 1st down. The Texans are calling for it. They're pushing for it. They're saying, hey, that was a face mask. They pulled him down by the face mask. Is there no flag? Take a look at this. That was clearly a face mask. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, no. Oh, it's shoulder pad. Shoulder pad. Holy cow. Man, live, that looked like it was definitely face mask, but it was just his shoulder pad. Does that not count as horse collar? Marks is going to have to come out for a minute. He was a little bothered by that tackle. I can imagine. He got yanked down by the shoulder pads. Man, this weather is messing with my feed just a little bit. I was wondering if it would. Glenn, hey, good to see you. Wow, 34 watching and 34 likes. Great job, everyone. Yeah. I think that the Texans, the fans of the Texans are much more gung-ho about liking the live stream, it seems. They're 100%. Martins is back in. No, that's Chubbs? Chubb. That was a nice little pickup. About 7 yards. 3rd and 3. Chubb with 10 rushes and 41 yards. He's been increasing his yards per carry. He's up to slightly more than 4 per carry right now. That's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. 3rd and 3. Stroud is back in the shotgun. Clock is running down. Snap the ball. He barely gets it off. Here's the throw downfield to the end zone. It's a touchdown to Higgins. Beautiful throw right into the end zone on the right side, and that's another touchdown. The Texans haven't had a single touchdown in the red zone all season, and now they have 2. It is 18-0 right now. Higgins does a little shake and bake and runs straight to the corner of the end zone, and it's a perfect throw by Stroud. That's what I want to see. That's right, Kobe. Shake says, CJ's back, baby. Here's the extra point. There we go. 19-0. Boom. Boom, baby. Right into the corner of the end zone. That's how you're supposed to do it. Good job, Mr. Stroud. 19-0 here in the 4th quarter. Kobe says, finally, it's all coming together. It looks like it. Slowly but surely. Starting to get those puzzle pieces in place. I guess the Texans just had to find the edges of the puzzle and then start filling in the middle. Right now, we're filling in the middle, guys. That's what it looks like. Hey, Prodigy coming in with the $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Let me get over here and heart that. I'm going to call that the second TD super chat. That's the second red zone touchdown for the Texans this year, and they got them both in this game. Let's take a quick look at the Astros and see what they're doing. against the Angels right now. It is still 1-0. Apparently, it's in the bottom of the first. Mike Trout at the plate with nobody on. 1 out. Luis Rengifo was put away. Ball 1 to Trout. Astros up 1-0 in the bottom of the first against the Angels. It's their last game of the season. They got all their lower tier guys, if you want to call them that. They got a collection of a mixture of guys on the field. They got some of their, I guess you could say, B team veterans like Dubon and Caratini in the game. And then they've got some of their newer guys like Cam Smith, Bryce Matthews, Zach Cole in the game. But they're winning 1-0. Texans are winning too right now, 19-0. Stroud to Higgins on that last touchdown. We're getting deep into the fourth quarter now. Stroud for that drive was 3 for 3, 34 yards. 3 different receivers on 3 different passes. 9.5 left in the fourth. Here comes the kickoff. Another line drive kick handled at the 2-yard line, and it'll come back from there. He brings it back to about the 26, and he gets wrapped up. Maybe at the 27 is where they'll mark it. And that is where the Titans will start their drive. Absolutely, Shake. Let's get this W. That's right, Prodigy. The Texans just had to play another 0-3 team. That's it. That's all they had to do. Joe says, that's them Texans, baby. First down, Cam Ward in the shotgun. He's going to throw it. He goes down the middle. Who was he throwing that to? It was a terrible throw. I don't know if that was just a really awful throw. There's a flag. It's going to be on the offense. Fine by me. Holding, 10 yards. 10-yard penalty. They're going to repeat first down, 1st and 20. Would you guys rather see 1st and 20 or 2nd and 10? Yeah, right guard is holding him. You see it right there on the screen. Just holding him. Three penalties against the Titans for 25 yards, 4 against the Texans for 35 yards. Here's the snap on the 1st and 20. He's going to throw it. He's wrapped up, probably picks up about 12 yards, but there's another flag in the backfield. Yeah, it's going to be it against the Texans, looks like. Might be roughing the passer. We'll see. Illegal use of hands to the face. What do they mean, illegal use of hands to the face? I thought that it was just hands to the face. Is there a legal way to put hands to the face? And if there is, why would they call it illegal hands to the face? Why not just call it hands to the face? Is there a call for legal hands to the face? Legal hands to the face on the defense? 1st and 10, automatic first down, so that just erases. Oh, he's sacked in the backfield. Cam Ward was taking too long, and Hunter comes in behind him. He's got the proper name because he hunted him down from behind. Cam Ward had no idea he was there. He comes all the way around. Yeah, and he wasn't ready for that. Pulled him down with his hands. Manhandled. 2nd and 18. Big loss. Forget those refs. We'll make them lose yards ourselves. Cam drifts back. Here's the throw to midfield. He's going to run into a crowd of Texans. They're back out to about the 19. 3rd down and 13. Cam calls an audible. He's going to change it up a little bit, about 15 seconds on the snap clock, on the play clock. Here comes the snap. He's going to throw it. And he's going to have to roll out of the pocket to the right side. Stop him. Stop him. He stopped short. Just shy of the marker. They're going to make him about 2 yards shy. Ward dove. Yeah, his knee was down back there. They marked him down a couple of yards shy. 4th and 1 is what it should say. It should be 4th and 3. They're going to go for it. Big play right here. Great opportunity for the Texans. Great opportunity for the... Oh, man, there was a guy wearing a Houston Oiler hat with a Texans jersey. That was awesome. Here's a throw. It's tipped at the line and incomplete. Turnover on downs. The defensive line for the Texans gets another beefy paw up on that throw, just like earlier. Cam Ward. Look at that effort. Togiai is getting pushed, and he throws his arm up just in time to knock that ball down. Better luck next time, Cam. First and 10 for the Texans at the 31-yard line. An opportunity to really seal it off right here. Chubb's going to run over on the right side. He picks up about 4, but there's a flag down. Of course. Of course. 10-yard penalty on the Texans. Unsurprising. Another holding call. It'll be 1st and 20. Thank you, refs. We can always rely on you to play good defense. Yep, this is a division game. Very important to get the win. That's a big boy. Yes, he is. Glenn says your chance of rain lasts about 8 a.m. Yeah, I've actually got a radar pulled up on my screen right now that I'm checking from time to time just to see what's coming in. Run right up the middle on the 1st and 20. Picks up a couple yards. Nothing much doing. Looks like Chubb on the run. Texans slow it down a little bit. Chatting about what to do in the huddle, or they're maybe discussing dinner plans for later on. What are we going to do for our victory dinner today, guys? Stroud in the shotgun. He's going to throw it. Here comes the throw on the left side, but he overthrows his man. He had Hutchinson over there, but it wouldn't have been much. Even if he had caught it, he'd have gone out of bounds. Maybe a yard gain, so kind of a useless play. 3rd and 17. Shake says fake Oilers. I'll tell you what, though, the Houston Oiler hat with the Texans colors, that was kind of cool. Have you guys seen that? Maybe I'll have to get one of those. Mr. Texas Grass said, I am still love you blue until I die. Man, I haven't heard that in so long. A little dump to the right side. Martin's got it. He's running up the middle. He's getting close to the 1st down. He's got it. Holy cow, what a big pickup. That was about a 20-yard gain. Martin's just kept going and going. A little dump pass, just a little shovel pass to Martin's on the right side. Man, he is the MVP of this game. Look at this. Good blocking downfield. The linebackers coming out, everybody following him down the field, and Martin's just kept going and going and going and going. That's a first down on the 18-yard line of the Titans. Here's a handoff to Martins. He goes right up the middle, and he's going to keep going. Another touchdown. Yes, it is. 18-yard rush right up the middle for Marks. Holy freaking cow, this guy is just destroying the Titans. He is doing everything for the Texans today, man. He's rushing. He's catching. He's blocking. Man, he's just destroying them. Look at him just cutting through the defense there. Holy freaking cow. It's 25-0 here in the fourth quarter with 4:50 left. Yeah, Shake says the Texans are turning the page. Looks like it. Here's the extra point attempt. It's good right up the middle. 26-0. Give us a +1 there. Heck yes. Woody Marks. I like this guy. I know what rookie card I'd like to get. This dude is looking phenomenal. Where have you been? I haven't seen these highlights. This guy is really something else. That's right. Mr. Texas Grass says, have yourself a day, young man. Yeah, number 27. He's got Altuve's number. He might be my favorite player. It's hilarious that he has number 27, same as Jose Altuve. Wow. Glenn says the Aggies won yesterday. Will be nice to add Texans and Astros wins today. Nice. Absolutely. Susan says, finally, over 20 points in a game. Yes, it feels nice, doesn't it? For the defense to continue to be so strong, but them to put up 26 points on the board, it's a start. Finally starting to click a little bit. Prodigy says it looks like the Texans are going to win this one in a squeaker. Yeah, we got about, 4 minutes left in the fourth. Hopefully the Texans can hang on and win this game. Yep, they needed to get the game going. They did it in the second. I mean, they showed traces of it. I could see it's like they just need to break through that wall, and they never broke through it in the first half of the game, but they were able to do it in the second. 20 points in the second quarter. I'm sorry, in the second half. 6 in the first half, 20 in the second half. If they had the same performance in the first, it'd be 40-0 right now. How about that? That's like a college score. I wonder about the stats, though. I want to take a look at Mark's stats. Marks has 16 carries, 66 yards, 4.1 per carry, 1 touchdown. Receiving, he has 4 receptions, 50 yards, 12.5 per catch, 1 touchdown. So he has 2 touchdowns today, all-purpose touchdowns. 2 all-purpose touchdowns, 1 running, 1 rushing, and 1 receiving. Here's the kickoff. With 4:51 left in the game, it's a bouncer to the 5-yard line. He's going to try to bring it back, and they're going to wrap him up at about the 31-yard line. The ball came out there at the end. Looks like he might be injured. There's a flag down, too. What the heck is going on? Better not be a late hit. He gets up. He's gingerly holding his left arm. Kind of funny. Holding on the return team. Works for me. 10 yards back from the spot of the foul. 1st and 10 Titans. The Angels have tied up the game with the Astros 1-1. Looks like they're in the top of the first with Mauricio Dubon batting. Cam Ward is in the shotgun. He's going to drop back to pass on 1st and 10. Throws it down the middle. Knocked down. 2nd and 10. Good coverage there. He tried to needle it in there. Didn't work out. This is one team that I'm tired of. The Chiefs. It's funny because I didn't have any problem with the Chiefs at all until they got Mahomes. From then until now, I've just had a passionate distaste for the Chiefs. Tired of seeing them. 2nd and 10. Here comes a pass on the right side from Ward. A little high stepping, and he runs it down to pick up about 8. 3rd and 2. Clock rolling down. 4:20 left. Titans moving a little quickly here. They slow it down. They rush to the line and then slow it down. Good job. Ward back to pass. He's rushed out of the pocket. He's over on the left side. He's going to have to throw it away. Nice defense. Coverage was all over there, and he still got pushed down. Edwards got back there and gave him a beefy paw, a nice beefy push. He's like, get out of here, boy. 4th and 2. They're going to go for it? Nope. I think they're going to punt it away. What's the point in going for it? You know, you're just going to run up the score, right? If you give the Texans the ball back. Number 3. Texans are going to get it back with about 4 minutes remaining. Here's the punt. Is that Noel back there to catch? Yeah, it is. He gets wrapped up immediately at the 25-yard line. So that's where the Texans will start. 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in this game. And this is going to be the first victory for the Texans this season. So I guess one of my subscribers was right. He said, you should call the games for the Texans. Maybe you'll give them some good luck. And I said, really? We'll see. I think the result's pretty good. How about you? I'm happy that this is the first game I was able to do. I have some issues with my code, obviously, that I need to work out so that I can get my interactive field working and all of my data working on the screen, but I'll get that worked out. That's no big deal. Martin's. Oh, that's Chubb. I'm sorry. I thought that was 27 up the middle. That's 21. That's Chubb. He gets wrapped up immediately. 2nd down and 10. There we go. That dude looks half asleep right there. He had the baby blue Houston Oiler gear on. I want to get one of those hats, though. The Houston Texans colors, but the Houston Oiler logo. I like that. There's another handoff right up the middle to Chubb. He gets about 3, maybe. The clock continues to run. Last 3 possessions for the Texans. TD, TD, TD. 11, 12, 13. 13 minutes taken off the clock. Third and 7 for the Texans. Clock continuing to run down. About 2.5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Here's another run right up the middle. Chubb cuts over to the left side. No, that's Martin's this time. My bad. Marks, rather. Martin's. So many names on the field. I'll get it right eventually. Stroud is going to come out. Probably be it for him. They're going to run it down to the 2-minute warning. 4th and 4. Texans going to be content to just punt it away, I guess. The 2-minute warning is upon us. But the Texans are winning this game 26-0 in H-Town. This is a great result today. I'm really glad that I got up for this game. I got up at about 1:30 a.m. I think most of you realize already, I think you're familiar with my channel. You know that I'm in Hiroshima, Japan. So the Texans games, whenever they play either at 12 o'clock or in the afternoon, it means it's going to be a really, really late or early game for me. Those games can start at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I guess the late afternoon, if they start at like 3, maybe that'll be 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock in the morning for me. And the evening games are very comfortable for me. If the Texans play in the evening, then those are later morning games. If they play at like 7 o'clock, that's 9 a.m. for me. It's very comfortable for me. Let's check in on the Astros game right quick. It's still 1-1 in the bottom of the second. Let me turn. Whoops. I need to turn that off. No, not that one. That? Yes, let me turn that off for a second. There we go. I don't want to play all those commercials. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out in the bottom of the second. Nobody on. Astros and the Angels tied up. I'll be flipping over to that game as soon as the Texans are done here. Space City. Definitely not Space Out City today. That's for sure. Let's see here. Shake says, Go Stros, great game. Yeah, it's definitely a great game right now. Here comes the punt. He gets it away. He's back at about the 10, the 15. He's going to let it go. And, hey, look at that. Look at that beautiful punt. All the way down to the 2-yard line. Look at that, man. Talk about adding insult to injury. Beautiful punt and good coverage there to get that ball at the 2-yard line. That was awesome. 1 minute and 50 seconds to go in this game. The Texans just blew it up. They now have 353 yards this game. 38 minutes of possession. 65 plays. The first half was so lame. The second half was completely opposite. First play from scrimmage for the Titans. It's a handoff. Wow, does he get out of the end zone? I don't think he got out of the end zone. That might be a safety. They're going to mark it just outside the zone. I was thinking that should have been a safety. I guess forward progress and all that. They lost 1.5 yards. The ball is on the half-yard line now. 2nd and 11. Ryan says, I'm back, and apparently the Texans play better when I'm not watching. I wish I had $1 for every time subscribers said that when they come back into the chat. And they're like, I step away for a minute, and I come back, and my team has scored. Same thing with the Astros. 2nd and 11. He's in the shotgun. They hand it off. He goes up the middle. He probably gets about 3 yards. So he gets up to about the 3.5-yard line. 3rd down. About 45 seconds left. They're letting the clock wind down. It's 3rd and 8. Sarcastic Prodigy asks, do you do any fishing? I used to do some fishing a long time ago, but I mean, there's opportunities for me to go fishing in Japan, but I don't do any fishing. I don't really have any time or reason to go fishing here. They run this right up the middle and they tackle him right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to be it. The clock's going to run down. The Titans and the Texans are already shaking hands. The coaches come out on the field. That's going to be the final, 26-0. The Texans win this one. 1-3. I'm sorry, 1-3 is their record now. It's a shutout. The Titans are now 0-4. The Texans are able to beat a division rival. Have an excellent second half. An excellent second half. We will discuss this a little bit more. I'm going to jump over on the Astros. The Astros are about in the third inning, I think. They should be about in the top of the third inning. It looks like they might still be in the bottom of the second. Wow, they got bases loaded with 2 outs. Holy cow. It looks like that Lance McCullers has gotten himself into a little bit of an old-timey jam. But I am going to switch over right quick to the Astros game. And so for those of you who are interested in following that, I hope you can join me over there. Thank you so much for joining me for my first Houston Texans game. It was a great game, I think. Second half was amazing. Thank you, Paul, for that $2 super chat. Paul says, big win. They needed it. Absolutely. 100%. Thank you so much, Paul. Mr. Texas Grass says, domo arigato. All right. Now I just need to jump over to my other live stream. So I'm going to end this one now. And I look forward to seeing you guys back either for the Astros last game in just a moment or for the next Texans game. McCullers in a jam. Who would have thunk it? Yep. Speaking of McCullers, let's go over there and see if he can get out of the jam. See you guys in just a moment. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for the super chats. Go Texans, and now let's go Stros. I'll see you in just a moment.